we do have a lot of schools that come to us that have had this very do-it-yourself mentality of esports. And we find that the DIY mentality for clubs is great because that's what clubs are. Clubs are bring it in, find it where you can get it. It is a quagmire of everything you could think of just to kind of get kids in the room and pumped about coming to an after-school program, or if it's a program on campus, people just getting together and building just an environment of like-minded people. The DIY on that is fine because the do-it-yourself layout, even if you're going to add like rope lighting and stuff like that, no problem. We have seen schools do that and it goes great. A couple consoles here and there. The reason DIY clubs work so well is there's very little accountability. When you try to go DIY with a program, meaning that there's somebody is funding it, the DIY stuff does not go very well. And that is because there is no focus. There is no, or there is somebody that's like, yeah, I used to do so-and-so, and it still looks normally and feels and operates like a quagmire of different things, and there's no real rhyme, reason, or sustainability through everything. And what we see in a lot of these DIY pop-up programs or people who kind of tried to start it is they're just getting the best deal on a TV, the best deal on a PC, the best deal on TV, on furniture. They're kind of designing it themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. But our service to help you kind of at least lay stuff out and talk to me is free. So, and I'm going to ask questions that you probably didn't think of because not everybody does this every day like I do. And not everybody designs things like Palmer Hamilton does every day. And we have tons of different custom furniture that we build. We have partnerships with other furniture manufacturers that we are friends with that we can grab if we need to. We want to help the DIYers if they want to get to that point. They're welcome to do so, but at least let us help you, give you a little bit of insight. What we find is that it's people that really do try to DIY it themselves. We will walk in and certain things don't work correctly, or it doesn't look the same. And when it comes to programs that are having funding, what they want is everything to look the same. They want it to feel the same. They want it to be the same and have a good flow. They want the program to kind of flow the same. The branding should all look the same. That's really where we get involved. We do have art and graphic designs that you can put up yourself. And we do that specifically for DIY people who just want some graphics on the wall and they want to put it up and give it kind of that feel. Yeah, we have those, but we also are more well known for our full graphic art that we install because we are actually measuring differences in the walls. We know that what is behind the wall. There's different dry walls that are there. So what are we going to put on it? What does the lighting look like in certain times during the day? What if there's windows, right? If do you want wall clings? Do you need all sorts of, if this logo is here, what kind of paint do you put behind it so it pops or it doesn't because you want it matte? There's nothing wrong with DIY. But the growth of a DIY program and the look and feel of it eventually will feel cluttered and not one solid program going forward. And a lot of programs that have funding want that look and that feel, and that's what we do professionally. Even if you need a 2D plan that you want to start your DIY program because you just need some desk chairs, you're going to grab some PCs from whoever, and you'll work on all the rest of the stuff later, also no problem. The problem is when the program becomes so big that DIY becomes a garage sale or somebody, it just doesn't feel flush with everything else, and it starts to detract from what your school wants. And students also feel that as well because they also like continuity. across everything. Plus, it'll make you look a lot better when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to bringing people in, and even the programmatic approach when it comes to the flow of the space and how it's working, and if you're gonna expand. These are all things you probably don't want to DIY as much, and at least bring an expert in like myself just to help you on the first phase of it. And you can always come back to us when you want to put something that's a little more end-to-end later on.